Hey, what's up, fam? Thank y'all for tuning in once again. And as always, be sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe. And when you do subscribe, hit that notification button so every time I drop a video, you will be the first to know about it. So it looks like Dak Prescott is not a total loser after all. I will say that I'm a Cowboys fan, not out of want, but out of proximity. People ask me, are you a Cowboy fan? I say, yes, I am, because that's how I grew up. Born and raised in Dallas, all the way back from Tony Dorsett, all the way on up, from the good and the bad, whatever. They can get on my nerves. I can not watch them for years on end, but I always root for them from afar because I'm just a cowboy. I'm just a born and raised a Cowboy, period. But with that being said, yes, Dak has been, but disclaimer, like I always say, I've never been a college, high school, professional. I never played in the NFL. Never have, never will. They either didn't have the skill set to do it. So I never been out there and played, made multi-million dollars, never been to the playoffs, nothing. So I'm not hating on Dak Prescott. But Dak Prescott, this is your job as a quarterback. So yes, we can hold you to a standard. I myself, like I say, in the field that I'm in, I'm held to a certain standard. If I do not live up to that standard, I can be demoted and or lose my job or license for that matter. So when you take on a certain responsibility, you are expected and required to perform such tasks, such skill at a certain level. If you cannot, regardless of what you get paid or whatever the case may be, then there's a possibility that you will and shall be replaced and criticized for. It's just the life you chose, player. But anyway, let's go to the story off of Sports Zion. It says Cowboys quarterback Dak Prescott allegedly dating LSU swimmer Jaden Janash after Natalie Buffett split. I'm bringing up this story because I believe that there's still a lot of dialogue online about women, men dating each other, high quality men, Pookie and Ray Rays, hood rats, highly educated women. Ain't no good men out there. Where all the good men at? Blah, blah, blah. Keep that in mind as I read this. Now, I'm going to read it off of this Sports Zion because when I looked at this story on other websites, they mentioned that he's dating this woman, but it's something that they were missing. And this here hits a point that a lot of people who are out there, these dating experts or people who can tell you who to date, how to date, just get on these blogs and just talking out the side of their neck. What they don't understand about dating or any relationship at all. So let's go. As rumors flow in the air, Dallas Cowboys quarterback Prescott has moved on. Dak Prescott has moved on from his former girlfriend. On Thursday, reported that Prescott is now casually dating LSU swimmer Jaden Janash, according to a source. Again, this is on different media outlets. Prescott, 29, and this Jaden girl, 20. There's a between the 8 and 9 year difference in ages. Continue. Reportedly met through Janash's father, who runs a Texas mortgage company that partnered with the Cowboys. Here's what you can read from that. Number one, as a dad myself, how would I feel about my daughter, 20 years old, who is actually also in college right now, around about the same age? How would I feel if I met or did business with a guy, and this guy was, let's say, 28, 29 years old and wanted to date my daughter who's in school? Now, here's what the problem, one of the biggest problems when it comes to, I'm going to say, the black community and our daughters. Remember, we have, and I say we failed our kids, and parents fail some of us also, that we tell our women, our daughters, no dating, no boys, no nothing. Go to school, get your degree, because you don't want to depend on no man. You want to be able to take care of yourself. Because the dude you with, if you under his thumb, he can do whatever he wants to. And you'll feel like you can't leave. I've seen relationships where supposedly women did not leave a man who's abusive or was a serial cheater or what have you, because she had nothing to back up on. Barely had a high school degree, had a bunch of kids by the guy, housewife for the most part, and they house girlfriend for the most part. And where was she gonna go with all these kids? With kids or just with no skill, period. So she had to be with this dude, right? Or be with these guys, right? So that's the first thing we tell our daughters. But then as I get older and I see that my daughters getting older, I say, man, I think we failed our daughters. Because when you look at other cultures, their daughters be in high school, college. I just think, what was I at? What was that? It was a graduation for my oldest daughter. And there were two, I'm gonna say kids, sitting next to me. And it was young, you know what I'm saying? White kids. They couldn't have been old. It had to have been in their early 20s. And they had, talking about weddings and stuff about to happen and getting ready to graduate college and blah, blah, blah. Like that, I looked at myself like, hey, my first marriage, I was 19. But I understood what it was to be a family man, to be a husband, or how to take care of the house, because I grew up with my mom and dad, my dad was 24, my dad was 23 or 24, my mom was like 20, 19 or 20. When they got married, they had me. So they was young. But for some reason, we frowned upon our kids, meeting somebody at a young age and marrying them and dating and marrying them. Don't worry about that. No, you go to school, girl, my daughter, and you get that degree. And then once you get out of school, then you worry about that. Well, hell, if they go to school, they don't graduate until 21, 22, and then want to go to another, get a doctorate or a postgraduate degree. It's another 4 or 5 years. You're talking 27, 20, in the mid to late 20s. Now you want to go out there and try to quote unquote settle down, but really you're not, because now you're worried about your career, getting it off the ground and getting it going. So then you're taking a few more years off of your life, and then you want to say, okay, now time for me to settle down. And you're in your 30s, and all the guys that was in the college and high school who were trying to date you are gone. But your best option is to not, even at a young age, your best option, the older you get, is to find somebody that's older than you. The older you get, the person you deal with needs to be probably older than you. Because you need a guy because when you're older and you're established a career, you need somebody who has an established career. And a lot of guys at that age, either careers are not established, because most guys don't start making money until they're in their 30s. Mid 30s to 40s when they start making a peak, as they say, of their financial, reach their financial peak in their mid 30s to mid 40s. So if you're a young lady and you starting to peak financially, they got student loan debt, but you're starting to peak financially in your late to mid 20s, all you want to do, who's still working on his? You need somebody who has got his, right? Unless y'all are both working on y'all together, which is why when you're younger, it's better to start, if you're going to date somebody, I would say, or don't. I ain't say you got to go out there and just looking, but if just happen to come across and you got a nice young gentleman, especially in school, hell, he trying to go to school, you trying to go to school, that means both of y'all trying to do something with your life. Don't go out there and date some dude, trying to find some dude that's out there on the street, ain't doing nothing with his life. It just don't make sense. That's who's gonna be there when you graduate. That same guy on that corner, he gonna be there waiting on you when you get out. So, still doing nothing. Or the guy, like I said, who's out there hustling, ain't doing right, he's still gonna be out there, ain't doing right, waiting on you. If he hasn't changed his life, them people gonna still be there. So, really, that's like nothing to really be proud of. It's kind of like people who base their whole life on sexual contact, like 24/7. That's all you can think about. That's a problem because that's easy to get. That's easy to come by. I mean, that's a primitive action. Even people who are not too wrapped tight in the head can do that. Even kids can do that, and not even understand the consequences. So it's not. Anyway, let me get back to the story. I'm getting off track. That's all I can say. Prescott 29. The girl is 20. So how would I feel if that was my daughter? Maybe back in the day, I look at it like kind of weird. I'd be like, hell no, stay away from my child. But now, depending on who it is, I might do a little research, but I may be more open to that. But I know 20 and 29, that's a big age gap, and that could, and the problem could be not for who Dak is or who the guy is, it's just the age difference and where they both are mentally, mature wise. You see, that would be the major problem. I think he's an older guy, but again, it's just how either one of them think. Secondly, would I set my daughter up with somebody like that old? I don't think so. Now, if they meet each other in passing, that's on her. But then again, she's 20. Y'all gonna say, well, she's grown. She can date who she wants to. You all right? Don't mean I have to like it. Don't mean I dislike it. It's just I can feel how I want to because I'm grown too, and I can feel how I want to, and that's my child. So I can feel how I want to now. Then she gonna do what she want to do. And so the source claims, what's this girl first name? I'm jacking up her second name, Jaden. The source claims Jaden has been telling her teammates it's a rebound relationship, but it's still going on. Neither Prescott or Jaden have confirmed the relationship. Is it that rebound? So now, your daughter done put out, my daughter done put out there that it's a rebound relationship. Again, as a dad, I don't know how I feel about that. I wouldn't feel too good about that. It say Jaden is majoring in mass communication and specializes in breaststroke. According to her LSU bio, she led 4 years at Frisco High School and is a 3-time junior national qualifier. Frisco. So I wonder how long she's known that. In 2001, Jaden's father posted a photo with Prescott joking, referred to him as his best friend. So he's known him about a year and a half to 2 years. On her Instagram page, Jaden recently debuted her 2023 LSU swim portraits, including a photo of her wearing a Tigers football helmet and a Mardi Gras beaded necklace. Prescott and his former girlfriend, Natalie Buffett, a fashion influencer model, had been together for 2 years before March of this year when the split got disclosed. Photos of this couple are still on Buffett's Instagram page, which is probably typical of a woman. She probably want them back. She would probably still holding out to take them back. They probably have like a small little separation. But there's no sign of her on Prescott's account. Olivia Dunn, the acclaimed LSU gymnast, has one more fan than she may have realized. Jaden recently began following Dunn's Instagram account. It's uncertain whether the college star belongs to the same squad of friends or not, but it's clear that Jaden is a dedicated admirer of Dunn's athletic accomplishment. Who's Dunn? He just brought Dunn for no reason. Despite the loss, Prescott, it was unclear when Prescott they began a relationship. The news comes days after the Cowboys season ended loss to the 49ers in the divisional round of 2023 playoffs. Despite the loss, Prescott was awarded the AP Comeback Player of the Year with all them damn interceptions. Anyway, next point. Proximity. A lot of people say, they always say what type of man they want to date, they want to marry. Men, same way. But if your circles consist of the hood you grew up with, homies you blew up with, and it has not changed to businessmen, professionals, let me just say that. Has not changed to a professional crowd. If you're looking for a professional woman, then you can pretty much forget it. Same thing for the women. If your crowd still consists of your homegirls out there doing, who did that video with them? You know what I'm saying? Bring it outside, or I'm outside, or whatever the case may be. And you know what I'm saying, with your little homegirls and y'all, got your ratchet behavior. and just being ratchet all the way around. But you want a man that makes so many hundreds of thousands of dollars. Nice house, nice car, professional, look good in suit. Got business connections that can probably help you with your hair business. If you are not in those circles, you're not going to school, being around, going to, let's say, chamber of commerce meetings in your city, or the Black Chamber of Commerce meetings in your city, in your area. You're not going there, or going to like city council, just, meetings where professionals will be, market hall. Now, we ain't talking about pop-up shops. We're talking about little pop-up vendor shows. We're talking about stuff like market hall, where, people paying $1,200 to be vendors. And, you own it's like 12 floors of major vendors with major corporations and businesses and stores and chain stores come to shop to find stuff to put into their store. If you're not in that crowd and you still staying in the hood, nothing wrong with that. That's what you want to do. That's fine. We all still got people we kick it with. But we're talking about if you're not expanding your circle, then you can't sit there and expect to, find somebody like Dak Prescott who's on the rebound. You feel what I'm saying? I remember I used to do car stereos and alarms and TV, put them in cars, from my house. Mobile, go to people's houses and do it. For me and a couple other friends. We were doing, did a couple small little jobs. And then one day, somehow I got a hold of a guy that was playing for the Cowboys, defensive back. I won't say no names, but found him because a friend of mine was working somewhere who was working with this guy's cousin, whose cousin played for the Dallas Cowboys. And he told him, hey, we do, buddy of mine, we do put in stereos, we get a nice box, good price. Bam, got the business. Now, I look back and I wish I would have did the box differently, but we were still kind of new to the game. But the point is connections, getting out there. Then you go out there, go out to the guy's house. He live in like a nice little suburb, quiet suburb, out the hood, away from like where we were living at. We live in like in this quote unquote suburb, but it was still kind of, hood like. Go to this dude's house. Shoot, we ain't gonna be over there all night because we ain't got time to be dealing with the police. But anyway, the point is proximity. It's about your connection. Who you deal with. If you're not putting yourself around, if you're not around these people, and how does she meet Dak? She go to LSU, but how she meet Dak? Through her dad, because her dad is a realtor or whatever the case, the mortgage company. So that's how it happens, y'all. That's how it happens, is who you around. Some people now, if you mess around and do like the girls in the 80s and 90s meet Michael Irvin at a strip club, that's not the same thing. We're talking about connections like this, business, above grade business, above ground connections. If that's what so in order, like I say, basically you put yourself in position to succeed in life. But if that's the life you want, you have to play the role, play the position, and be ready when it happens. That's all I'm saying. But anyway, shout out to Dak Prescott. Sure, it said Aaron Rodgers may be here next year. We don't know. But anyway, tell me what you think about the story. Leave your comments below and then share it with the world. Like I said, Dak got him, got him a little snow bunny, whatever. But, like I say, the girl is with Dak. Is it true or not? But again, it's about other people see the future. They know, so they know, like I said, these girls be out here looking for dudes at young ages because they looking for now, and they looking for the future. Not, let me have a baby by this dude. And I'm not saying black women don't want to do it, because it's not. Everybody does it, and all. I've seen it all. Well, I'm just saying, as women, girls in general, most times, women of other races are looking for the future. Like I said, at age 19, 20, they looking to settle down, get married. be with a person for good and have kids, but be married and be comfortable. But you got a lot of young ladies out here who ain't looking to get married. They rather just tell the athlete, let me have a baby by and so I can get paid for the next 18 years. And that's, from what I've seen, from the videos I've seen, that's nothing but misery. But anyway, comment and share. And with that being said, I leave you in peace, and I'll see you on the other side.